Uh, I do have to say, there's nothing like going back and loading your world and immediately looking over and seeing two creepers come at you right when you're about to change your countdown from the countdown clock to the actual running stream. So yeah, hi everybody, happy weekend. How we all doing today? Elf, Pippet, hello, good to see you both. Ybot, I don't do on-stream shoutouts, but if you're looking to build your channel, you can join the Discord, and we do have a self-promotion channel there specifically for that. It's a balance between wanting to make sure that I have a place where people can grow and like coming in and quite frankly coming in and trying to take over somebody else's stream is generally considered bad manners. So I would not recommend doing that. That's not really a great way to grow your channel. Like just trying to give a little friendly advice. Chris, hello, good morning. All right, so today we're gonna do some more work on the Nether Hub. I've been doing some of it a little bit off stream, and I think we need to gather some more materials because I definitely depleted a good amount of my stock. So, but we did get more done, and we threw a beacon up too. So now if I come down here to where we have reasonably fast, and then we go into turbo speed when the beacon kicks in. So, yep, there we go. Now turbo speed of running on the soul sand. And this is about the fastest you can get on the ground. I think it's like 10 blocks a second or something like that. It's still not as fast as flying, but it's pretty good. And it's a nice change. I'm definitely happy with it. So let's see, what do we have in our inventory? We can build another beacon, so we're good with that. We're definitely low on blackstone. We got some of it here, so let's see how far we can get while we're here. Yeah, we got enough to go for a while. I don't have to make a trip for a little bit. So we'll put away some of this, and yeah, I definitely don't need any of that. But all right, so some stone, some. Oh, also, folks, I tweaked my settings a bit. So hopefully the audio sounds better. I went back and did some recordings, and I did notice a little bit of background noise and some pops. So once again, I'm very appreciative whenever anybody points out how something can be done better on the stream itself. That always makes me happy. So I appreciate that, and thank you for mentioning it. This shader is BSL 8.0, which just recently came out. They released it, like, I think maybe a week ago. So the only change that I make is I disable bloom, because bloom makes it, like, really crazy bright. Like, we can wander out here into the overworld, and you'll see it in a second, where this is already pretty bright to me, where you look, hello, zombie friends. Looking at the ground and everything, it's already pretty bright, and especially the water and stone gets really reflective. And while I like everything else about the shader, when you have bloom on with that, it's way too bright. I feel like I need to wear sunglasses when I'm playing. So that's the only change that I've made, but it is a fantastic shader. The other one I occasionally use is Silder's Vibrant, which is also fantastic. Like, both of those shaders have their own pluses. Silder's, I think, looks a little bit better underwater, but I like BSL more in general. I can't see your profile pic, Ybot. I'm doing multi-streaming right? Whoop, that's not good. We'll just... I don't think I can hit that. Well, we had to set this guy free anyway. We had this villager who was encased from the very beginning of our series, where we trapped and we cured him. So we will be free, friend. You have earned it. I think that's like way back in episode 5 or something like that. So, all right. So we have freed that villager. But like I was saying, I can't see profile pictures. I'm multi-streaming, and one of the changes that I made from the last time is I'm now trying to stream to Facebook too. So we'll see how well that goes. If you make an SMP, let me know. I definitely want to make sure that it is something that is beneficial in both directions. Like, I've definitely concentrated more on the single-player worlds, but having people that are of a similar mindset is definitely an interesting concept to me. So if you do, let me know. You can, like I said, you can just tag me on Discord or something. It's just discord.overhugs.com is how you join. All right, so Right, so we've got enough to continue to extend this here and keep going down. My goal today is I would like to go through and redo this section. Maybe if we get really, really well done, it would be nice to see it get down to the original farmhouse that we built. But that may be a bit of an audacious goal because I do want to get over here too and do this section. This is our beacon, and this is something that I have gotten a lot of, that a lot of people don't know that you can set up beacons in the Nether, because they go and they try and do it, and it's just like, oh, well, I guess I got to break bedrock and everything, and I don't want to do that. And you don't actually have to do that. All you have to do is find a piece of bedrock that's at 127 naturally, like if you're trying to get through in the first place, and that will automatically open up the bedrock so that, or sorry, open up the beacon so that it works. That's a good idea, Elf. I definitely would not have any kind of issue with that. I think we'd need to talk about it a little bit more, because they're like, again, behind the scenes, like, one of the things that I've definitely noticed is the more you build your brand, like, you kind of have to be on brand. What I bring is really me at the end of the day. Like, if you like watching that, you hopefully are enjoying, like, my personality and everything that comes with it. And I definitely don't want to do anything that's off brand, but I have no objections to trying new stuff out and seeing how it works. It's funny you say I have a British accent, because no, I have lived in the US all my life. You may hear some, like, remnants of traveling, but I grew up in the northeastern part of the US, so that is the accent that I have. Good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay, that's interesting. Kind of like, who did that? Like, I think Rendog and Doc did something like that in one of the seasons. And that actually, I thought it went too short in Hermitcraft. I think they could have played that a lot longer. So that's definitely an interesting idea. We should talk about that further. Alright, so I'm definitely going to need more sea lanterns, because I'm pretty sure I used all of them. And we're going to have to fill in this area, and this tunnel's going to have to be redug, which that I'm not looking forward to, because it definitely has to go up by about 5 blocks isn't that bad. We can fix that. We have the technology. Sorry, town scrub. You're from South England. So that's really interesting that you're from there and you hear the accent in my voice. I have often been accused of being a little monotonic. So it's really interesting to hear the different perspectives that people have. Okay, so I don't think we have enough. No, we definitely don't have enough of those blocks. Well, yeah, we could do this. All right. So let's go get some sea lanterns, because that we can just fly down here and grab them. And go to where the Guardian farm terminates and make sure I can cut the corner. This is going to be a little fun. I think my corner is a little too aggressive, so I may have to change the corners a bit. But we're either that or I'll have to up my flying skills, which both of those things could be fun. Hey, Spices! Glad to see you. Also, I'll give standard disclaimer. If you see me talking to somebody that you don't see, I am streaming. I'm multi-streaming right now to both Twitch and YouTube and now Facebook as well, in an attempt to see if that goes anywhere. I expect that to have absolutely 0 viewers, but we never know. We'll see how it goes. Don't need any of that stuff, but I do need a lot more sea lanterns. So, put some of those away, grab some more shards, and some of you. England is not bad. England definitely has its perks. It's I don't know. I've been to England a number of times, and I've enjoyed it every time I've been there. And the same as traveling in the U.S. Like, there's sections of the U.S. that aren't fantastic either, but I generally enjoy my travels. Yeah, the people that actually live there know better than me. Okay, so that should be enough. That should be enough stacks to do the area we want to do today, and if not, we can always come back. Hello, Dara? That is a super interesting name. I have no idea how to pronounce that. How do you pronounce that name? Yeah, Ybot, with subs and everything, I will tell you from some experience, don't look at it. The goal is not sub numbers. At the end of the day, your goal is the community. You want to build a good community. And you're always going to have pluses and minuses, and YouTube just did a huge purge for me as well. I lost a ton of subs. Like we were going to the point of where I was probably averaging maybe 10 a day, and then for a week I was negative every day in the week. And at first I was like, what's going wrong? And then I did some research and I found out that YouTube just goes in and they occasionally purge. They have a grand purge of accounts that they see that are spam or they suspect that are spam accounts, which, given the amount of spam that I get when I put up a new video that gets taken down almost instantly, it wouldn't surprise me if there are a great deal of them. So I would say don't focus too much on the numbers. What you want to do is focus over the longer term of building a good community and building a good channel. Like the stuff, again, like I don't mean to be over promoting this, but it keeps coming back to it. Like I love the community that we have on Discord. Oh, how am I out of alignment? Okay, that's not a big deal actually, because this one is fully in alignment, right? Sorry, I just noticed that the sea lanterns are not lining up, and before I go too far, I want to make sure. Yeah, because then this tunnel. So yeah, I want to. This end is right. The other end is wrong. That's fine. We can always fix it. We have the technology. In the UK, where I have been, Elf, is usually London. I've been to London a couple of times, both for fun and for work. And then a couple of times in, quite frankly, smaller areas outside, like an hour outside of London, that I don't even remember what they were called. They were small towns. It was people that I knew that lived there. So I went to visit and they picked me up and they took me everywhere, so I didn't have to worry about navigating or any of that jazz. But spending time in London was super fun. The tube is interesting, especially in comparison to the public transit in the US, which in some places is completely non-existent, or like buses if you're lucky. So it was much nicer to have good coverage of anywhere I wanted to go. All right, let's get back in here. Excellent. Okay. Sorry, catching up on chat a little bit. It's an Irish name. That is super cool. Like that. I don't know. I really enjoy people with different names. It's being in the U.S. You get it. The culture is almost monolithic when it comes to naming. Like hearing somebody who is actively from the U.S. who has an unusual name is very different, and not something that happens that often. Most of the people I know who have non-typical names, at least to my ear, it's usually because they're from another country and the name reflects that. So I always enjoy hearing them and learning new things about it. So welcome to the stream. Not to call you out on the spot. I just thought it was neat. Oh yeah, Florida is interesting. If you haven't seen it, there's kind of a meme in the U.S. of Florida man. And because Florida is often in the news for things that are, shall we say, unusual, when it comes to like man wrestles crocodile or something like that. The Florida man memeage is real, unfortunately, from time to time. So there are some areas of Florida that are beautiful and very interesting. I've been to Florida a number of times, also, again, mostly due to work and some due to fun. But the most recent time I was there, I was in Miami Beach, which is, like, I don't know, the best way I could think of to describe it is it's like the living embodiment of Instagram culture. And so it was interesting to see some people who are very, very clearly 50% plastic. And not exactly my scene. If that's yours, more power to you. But yeah. Okay. Give me a second here. I am thinking, and I'm losing a lot. I'll just go down and get the sea lanterns afterwards. I won't try and catch them. If it wasn't for the fact that we're already not having a ton, I wouldn't care. But sitting at the Guardian farm during a stream is not exactly the most interesting thing in the world. I don't think anybody wants to watch me AFK. Although if you do skip me soapboxing enough times, it might be close enough. So we'll just go down here. Yeah, Florida man robs Wendy's with alligator. That's outstanding. And I would believe that. I would 100% believe that headline. Like, it just seems like something you would see. Let's get all these sea lanterns. Oh, my stance on the medical system in the U.S. So, personally, I think that it is better that 5 people out of 100 might get care they don't necessarily deserve, rather than a few people don't get it at all. So that may put me on the more liberal side of things, and I'm okay with that. I don't consider myself to be a liberal. I don't align with anybody based on solely on party. I align on issues. But I think the United States medical system is not very good right now. And if you don't have good insurance, you can 100% bankrupt yourself very easily just by getting sick, which is kind of terrible in COVID. So to me, at least, I would love to see some kind of improvement where everybody gets insurance, and preferably insurance that's not necessarily tied to your job. I know a lot of people who have really good jobs and have great insurance, and I know a lot of people that have basically no insurance because their job just doesn't offer it. And the ones that have no insurance basically live in fear of getting sick, and then, like I said, just basically bankrupting themselves, which is terrible. Nobody should worry about that, especially in a COVID world. Like, if you're sick, you should go to the hospital and be able to get better. So that's largely my view. It is a nuanced issue, and I realize that. Like, I don't think there is one specific correct answer to it, but I would much rather err on the side of getting people help that they need rather than not having it available, which is also my stance on feeding people, which is why I started this channel in the first place, because I think people going hungry in first world countries, to use a terribly loaded term, is atrocious and unacceptable. So that's why I'm here, and hopefully that's part of the reason why you folks are here too. You have an alligator and you're not afraid to use it. That's got to be a heck of a holster, though. How do you carry that thing around? Okay. So let's fill some of this back in so that I don't trip and fall down the enormous gaps, because that's going to happen. And we need something to put our carpets on. Oh, this is all going to be soul sand. What am I doing? Don't be silly. All right. So we'll just get rid of all this soul sand, and then that will at least go around here. And then I can figure out where the second beacon needs to go in order so that we have full coverage. Like, so I put the first one right here, which 50 blocks ends up being out here-ish. So it covers this whole area. So I'm guessing the other one will probably have to go somewhere around there, or we might have to do 3. My plan is to kind of cover everything anyway. We basically have unlimited beacons with the Wither Skeleton farm, so that doesn't really matter. The bigger problem is going to be all the blocks required and finding the correct spread of areas up on the roof that have open blocks to 127. I got very lucky, and I found one that had 3 right to the top of the nether roof. So if I don't find that anywhere within the range, then we may have to poke some holes in bedrock, which is never fun. Okay. All right, so we're going to move this, and last stream, people had the fantastic idea of building larger portals rather than the standard minimum, which I'm definitely going to do as well. So that will look much better, that we can build them like maybe 6 or 8 blocks across and put them in the walls. So I am looking forward to that. Okay. Like, I can zip over here and show folks the beacon so you can see what I'm talking about. where right here we have 3 pieces of bedrock that are all at 127. Can I fly up there? Yeah, that's probably far enough where I can make it and not go face first and die. Yeah, okay. So, yeah. So, you see up here, these are all max height bedrock. If I turn F3 on and you look at the targeted block over the side over here, it says that it's 127, and that's how you get beacons working in the Nether. As long as the piece of bedrock that the beacon is under is 127, that counts as sky access. So, yeah, that's how you get beacons working in the Nether. Yeah, fatality. Yeah, card declines. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to revoke that. Yeah, it would be less funny if it wasn't true. Like, the good thing at least is we do have laws on the books that say that you can't decline somebody for not having health care. But declining and accepting does not mean they will get the best quality of care. My opinion on making holes in bedrock is it's been in the game forever, and they have clearly not patched it. So it is a, if not intended, supported mechanic. I do have a lot of farms up on the ceiling because it's much, much easier to do that up there, especially if you don't feel like spawn-proofing, you know, the entire world. So I have no issues with it. It is difficult. Like the ways that you do it in existing Minecraft basically requires you to either click really fast or have some form of an auto clicker. And I don't really like the auto clicker style, but I do recognize that it's supposed to be an advanced mechanic. Like, they very clearly don't want to just give you an item that can blow up bedrock, because like that would mess up a whole bunch of mechanics, I'm sure. But like, because bedrock has such a high blast protection, and if you got rid of that, you could do nasty things like make it so that people couldn't come back from being super far out in the end, like teleport them in one direction and then make it so no returns, and that would be bad. But I don't know. I don't have anything against doing against the breaking of bedrock, as long as it's not like just an item that they give that does it, because I think that would be game breaking. You can still do it. I broke bedrock. I can go over here really fast and show you. Actually, it's not really fast anymore. Now that we're actually closing up this Nether Hub, some of these things are further away. But over here, when I got to the Nether roof in the first place, this is where we went in order to go up and toss another pearl in order to get on the roof in the first time, which I think was maybe episode 10 or 12. And this is where I blew through it. So you can still do it, but it's tricky because it's like double pistons, and you have to have piston heads that are in a buggy state and all that other stuff. So, yeah, you can't... Oh, pick up. No, picking up at bedrock is not possible. When you break through it, it does not drop a block. So there's nothing to pick up anymore, and I think that's been fixed for a number of versions now. I don't remember hearing anything about that since like the 1.13 days, unless it is always possible that I'm just not aware. But that would be, being able to place bedrock would be a serious exploit, because you could literally trap someone where there's nowhere they could go, like build bedrock around their bed and congratulations, or around spawn, and congratulations, you can't go anywhere ever, and your character is now forever trapped on that server. So that does not sound like a wonderful game experience to me. So I would be I think they would probably make that an emergency patch, like even potentially an out of cycle one, if somebody figured out a way to do that. Okay. Getting there. Starting to look good. I think I need to disable the view change, like the zoom in and zoom out when you go on a material that's faster. Like that, I don't like that. I think I'm gonna have to figure out what that is and turn it off. It's like almost a little nauseating. So, cool. I'm gonna take all these down too, which is gonna take forever. Breaking bricks. Interesting. Slime blocks and overloading chunks with books? That's a new one. It amazes me the people who figure this stuff out. Like, how do you figure out that this specific arrangement is something that's going to do it? Like, I can understand chunk loaders. Chunk loaders make enough sense where I can see how you could come up with that concept. But like, if there's something else, and the lazy chunk loaders and the way that some of the Slycraft folks have figured out how to turn off mob spawning for their entire world, like, some of that stuff is nuts. Yeah, the pearl cannons, I do know about, and I do know how to do that. But that is it's a interesting mechanic, but it can severely lag the world, because you basically have to all of a sudden load a ton of chunks, and that on a multiplayer server can really screw it up, especially if you don't have a big beefy server to begin with. So we're definitely going to need more carpet. I don't have soul sand. I do have it in the storage system, so let's go grab some of that. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. The exploits are interesting, but it's too often that some of them become really, really game-breaking. But food, I should eat. I get so interested in talking to everybody. Ah, okay. Thank you, Chris. I will check that out afterwards. I just don't want to poke around on stream, spending 10 minutes looking for it. Done that more than once, and like realizing afterwards how not interesting that is for the audience. All right. Storage system. For any of you folks who have not seen this yet, this is my multi-item storage system, where I can just toss whatever I want in the loading over here, and it just automatically figures out where everything goes. Like, we don't need any of this. Do need this stuff. Do need all. Don't need you. But I do need everything else. Don't need ingots. Don't need torches. Don't need fences. So this will go around the room, and it will figure out where everything is supposed to be. And it's multi-item, so I can have mixed items in these chests, where each column here is a different type, like being stone or cobblestone or the mossy variants. And it just figures it all out, and I don't have to do anything. Oh, that makes sense. Like, because you start getting into, you overload the ticks, because it can only process one thing per tick anyway, so that makes total sense. It's really interesting that Bedrock, well, I suppose it does make sense that Bedrock has to be a droppable item, because if it isn't, then how do you build stuff with custom maps and everything? And not like they can just say, like, if it happens, if Bedrock drops, you end the game, because that wouldn't work for creative or a variety of other game modes. All right, so we need some red wool. Don't need more. Well, one thing. I think one thing of orange will be good, and one thing of yellow. And probably another thing of red, because that is the one that I use the most. And I do want to build a chunk loader down here. That's one thing I was thinking of, the underside of the storage system here. Like, loading and unloading the chunks while it's processing is not good for redstone. And yes, they are definitely geniuses. Like, the people who figure all this out are insane. Like, I don't get how they do it. But I think I'm gonna put a chunk loader down here. Are we on a chunk border? Did I build this intelligently? Probably not. Oh, it looks like I did. Yeah, all the stuff. Oh, perfect. Good. So I did actually build this correctly on a chunk border, as you can see right here, where all the redstone stuff is within a chunk. So this will mean I will probably need maybe 6 chunk loaders to keep this whole system completely running forever. All right, sweet. Okay. So how is everyone else doing on this fine day? Like, you've all been talking to me a lot, but I haven't heard much about you. Now we can go back in the nether and start putting down some soul sand. And fix these carpet issues. because we had a guest friend come and pay us a visit, which is never appreciated. Alright, I'll do that after I fill in more of this stuff. So, you go there, you go there, you go there. Alright, let's drop some of the soul sand and get it out of the inventory. No, that's not helpful. Going to work. Oh, boo. Hopefully not a long shift. Yeah, that's tomorrow for me. The regular job starts to call. It would be interesting. Like, I look at the folks who are full-time streamers, and it seems like it's always the challenge of running your own business is hard because you always get the, well, if I work more, then I can potentially make more money, because it's not limited since it's not just you. But it's interesting with the COVID stuff going on that a lot of people are just working from home anyway. So the separation between work and home is not that large, even if you have a regular 9 to 5. But okay. Fair enough. All right. Yeah, I'm really starting to like this. The more it gets done, like it definitely makes traveling in the Nether a lot more pleasant when everything is fully spawn-proofed, and I don't have to worry about these guys everywhere and wondering if I'm wearing my gold or not, and if something is going to come after me. It's not the biggest challenge right now, so it's not that big of a deal. Hi friend, how you doing? But it's nice to have a completely safe environment, especially in the Nether, especially for things where we're going to have to go super far, like getting to the end hub or any of that stuff. And interestingly enough, I went to go repair my tools the other day and found out that for some reason my endermite is gone. So I'm going to have to respawn that in the ender. Like, I don't know what happened. It was perfectly fine, and then I didn't touch it, and the enderman shouldn't be able to teleport to it. But somehow it's gone. So we'll have to fix that. Hey, Maggie, how's it going? We are just doing some more end hub work. So it's starting to get there. Got this main shaft, and then connect to the original farmhouse, and then probably connect to the stronghold, and then that will be the majority of it done. Oh, and the guardian farm. Like, we still need to connect to the guardian farm, but that will be the majority of it done, which will be fantastic. It's always nice to finish up these kind of projects. And welcome back, Elf. Super fab. Oh, I forgot to ask, how is the vocal quality now? Like, I redid the gains and the tweaks and everything. And this will be nice to get this done, too. Ow. Face. Like, and swing. Goodbye. At least it didn't do that much damage. But, yeah, so, it will be nice when there's no more ghasts or anything that want to come and eat your face. Alright. So now we can carpet. Okay, so just go all the way down and then come back. Easier that way than switching back and forth. And mindless clicking. Left, right, left, right, left, right. I know. It's super fascinating. Okay, great. I'm glad it sounds good. I actually did order a new microphone that will be here on stream day. So we'll see if it gets here and I can get it set up before the stream actually starts. One that is much more of an actual carotid pattern, so that it hopefully will not pick up as much background noise. I did notice, like I said, a little bit of it when I went back and rewatched the VOD. But okay. Nobody expects the weekend stream. It's a Monty Python joke for anybody who appreciates that, if you didn't get it. I appreciated it, and sometimes if you make yourself laugh, that's all that matters. So, orange, and let's go back. And then we can go red on the return. And I gotta carve out the other side here, because we don't have enough space on that side, since the design changed since I carved this tunnel and the previous one. But welcome, Tatnator. I'm glad you are here. like I said before, I always love seeing the names of the folks that are active in Discord and the community server. We were talking a bit about building a community with somebody who was looking to grow their own community earlier in the stream, and it is definitely the thing that I think everybody, if you want to do this, you should be focusing on building a community and not necessarily what your numbers say of your follows or anything like that, because those are they're kind of meaningless at the end of the day. It's much more about the community you build, because if you have 1,000 followers and none of them ever really watched your videos because they just came and followed and then never show up again, that's not exactly that's not going to help you in your streamer journey. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I am almost at 800. It's kind of crazy. We had last week the most subs that we ever had, and then the day after that broke the record again. It was 26 and 37 respectively, which was just amazing. Like, I guess people really liked the videos that I've been releasing lately, which makes me super happy. Like I've said before, if I'm just in here talking to myself, it doesn't really do much. So I'm very grateful. And so get to 800, and hopefully 1,000's not that many beyond that, and then can actually start taking some of the YouTube ad revenue and donating that on the regular to help feed people. And that being the mission, that's when the fun really starts, at least for me. So move. I'm trying to work here. Yes, the server promoting video. I'm figuring I'll bring that up on Discord when people will be the most comfortable with it. I definitely would like to do it in the next couple of weeks, but I don't want to have people have to rush their projects or anything, or be unhappy with them because they get showed a little early or anything like that. But I was at the Big Dig the other day, and it was looking amazing. Like very, very impressive how well that's come along. And the hub on the server itself is just straight up beautiful. Like, walking into there, if that was the first experience I had with the server, walking into the hub, I would be quite impressed. All right. Oh, that's a great idea, Detonator. I actually, I think I'm going to go through and record a video. I think Elf also suggested that earlier, to basically just do kind of a VOD of the donation itself and just blank out the stuff that has the addresses and everything, to actually show, like, doing the donations, and I'll show, like, my Patreon records and all that, because it's 100%. It all goes to charity. I don't need to do this for a living, and I don't plan on doing this for a living unless it, like, skyrockets. Like, if I become one of those people that has 20 million followers, then maybe I will, because if I can focus more on it and that ends up donating more money to people who need it, then maybe I'll have a career change. But I think the odds of that are pretty low. So, Sassy, hello. Nope. Really, I know how to make wool. I know how to make carpet. I promise. Nope, that's not it. Yep, professional at work here. I need more coffee. And what I should be doing is I should be using Tweakaroo to do this, because that would be a heck of a lot faster. And we'll do that for the sides, because those changes are unpleasant. Alright. Nope, there. Sassy, this is the new Nether Hub that's going to be for all of the portals within the Nether itself. Give me a second and I will fly over and show you one of the completed hallways as soon as I finish doing this. So that's going to be orange. Yeah, when we come back this way, you'll see the finished one. But it's going to be completely spawn-proof, and it has soul sand that we can run on to make it fast. And on the other half of it that I have more completed... Nope. Oh, good. Yeah. Yeah. Shoo. And I'm really looking forward to not having to deal with that anymore. Because as much fun as Gas Baseball is, I don't like to have to fix the stuff that they break. Very professional. Let me see. Nope. The only duping that I do on this server is TNT duplication. That is literally it. And even that is more for simplicity than anything else, because I could just replace them and use dispensers, but it's just easier to build it. But everything else here is 100% gathered in survival and 100% built in survival. There's nothing on the server that's done in any other way. So let me wander over here and I will show you the stuff that we probably have to fix. I don't know why he really loves that, but all right. So cool. We didn't have to do that much. But this is the completed tunnel. So as we can go down here, we can run down here, and then as we hit the beacon, the speed will increase even a little bit more right about now. Yeah. So now it's the fastest you can go while on your feet, and it's just going to be the entirety of it. And it's tall enough where you can fly, and hopefully to the point of where you can take corners without an issue, which it is. Yeah. You just have to accelerate into the turn. So... And ultimately, all the portals will be on the sides here, and it's going to have this whole repeating pattern all the way down. And we designed this, I think, 2 streams ago, and I'm really happy with it. I think it came out quite well. If there's anything I could do in real life. If it's only one thing, you would probably want to have something that you're not going to saturate the market. And that's actually valuable, unlike diamonds or anything like that. So I don't know. If it has to be exactly a duplicate, it would probably be some kind of precious material, because if I'm duplicating money, I think people are going to get suspicious when it's the same bill number or something like that in the US. But what would be easy? Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to think about it. Like my gut instinct becomes like, what's the thing I can do the most good with? But I don't know what that is. So that's a great question, though. Some of this stuff too, but let's go over here and we'll finish the entire hallway and see how we're going to deal with the corner. One of the problems that I've been continuously running into with this design is that taking the corners doesn't always work cleanly. But okay, so I think 5 slots in order to do this properly, where we need gold, lapis, and blue wool, and am I out of respawn anchors? No, I know I'm not. Yeah, all right, I didn't think so. Bitcoins, that's interesting. State mandated girlfriend. That no, we're not. I'm not gonna comment on that. Hey, you, go away. No, I need an actual sword to deal with you. Luckily, soul sand doesn't work for them. Yeah, there's some comments I'm definitely not going to touch, and that is one of them, because that doesn't go anywhere well anytime soon. All right, so everybody has rights and consciousness, and all humans are their own unique entity with their own wants and desires. And that's all I'm going to say about that. All right, so we will say you, and then blue wool, lapis, and then gold, and then you again, and then you again. All right. Sassy, I do not have a hardcore world, at least not one that I've played in any depth, because I get really frustrated when I die due to stupid things. Just because there have been times, and you can see it in the slime farm video, where I'm just drifting down. It's tea time, so I'm going to break for a second here. Where I'm just drifting down, and I'm coming down nice and slow, like I've done 100 times before, but for some reason, I just die when I hit the ground. And Minecraft, or Optifine, I don't know if it's Optifine or if it's 1.16.5, but there's invisible mobs that sometimes just kill you, and the thing that would frustrate me the most about hardcore is if I die because of me, then that's totally legitimate. I'm 100% okay with that. But if I die because of one of those stupid things, it's just going to make me frustrated, and I'm going to walk away from the game for a while. And I know, because that's who I am. So hardcore will just be more frustrating than not to me. And I think people like Phil or John Bams or Music Man 1017 who do the long-term hardcore stuff and have multi-year worlds, I think that's super impressive, but it's not really for me. I have done hardcore worlds. I've done the 100 Minecraft days and all that stuff, and it's not that bad, but just especially for something like this, it would be super frustrating to get somewhere where I'm doing effectively like a let's play tutorial almost kind of thing and be like, whoop, episode 6, I guess we're done. Yeah, helium would be an interesting thing, since that is specifically finite. Like, there's not we will run out of helium eventually. And you could probably do some really cool stuff with maybe helium fuel cells if you had an infinite amount. All right, so give me a second. We can go into Tweakaroo and what is it called? What is it called? I can't remember. It's not random, but it's something simpler. Okay, slot. That's what we want. Slot cycle is true. And we want, I think in generic, the number of, is it in here? Slot cycle max 6. Perfect. Okay. So this is one of the things that I use Tweakaroo for, that it is super handy. And we have another piglin who wants to come and say hi. And to that I say, no. 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 Shoot. So this is one of the ways that we use Tweakaroo, is that I can just set it so we can say we have this block, this block, this block, and then we know the next one is going to be gold, and it will just auto cycle the bar for me. I went a little too fast there because we do have the zoom on, but this saves quite a bit of time. Yeah, duping unperishable food would be good. All right, so the nice thing is we can just go through here and not have to worry about cycling the hotbar. All I'm doing is right-clicking, and it just knows what the next thing in the pattern is. So that is a really good reason to use Tweakaroo, and these are things that I'm all for. I'm all for quality of life changes. Like, this is something that why I don't play pure vanilla. And the other reason, like, why you see the maps and everything that I have, and oops. Yeah, because it just makes it makes the game much better to me. It's much more fun to play. Yeah, I need more I need more slots. Yeah, that's true. World Hunger. Well, one of the things, Chris, which portal are you talking about when you say mark the portal? The one that I just covered up? Yeah, I know exactly where that is. That one is was one of our first portals to our first village. So I definitely remember, but thank you. I appreciate the concern. One of the things I do remember reading, Elf, is that the problem that we have with hunger, since this again is a personal passion of mine, is not that we don't have enough food. It's a distribution problem. Like, especially, I think I remember reading something like the United States alone produces almost enough food to feed a good portion of the world. So it's not the fact that we don't have enough of it. It's getting it where it needs to go, which ends up being part of the problem. Yeah, dupe instant noodles. And those things never go bad. That or Twinkies or something like that. Okay, so I am aligned, right? Yeah? Yeah, so yes, okay. We are aligned correctly. So let's see how badly this goes when we wrap down here, and if we're gonna have to do another skip trick. So start with gold. Ah, keep missing. Sorry, focusing for a second, because this actually does require me to click at the right time, and I don't have to just hold down the... Okay, so how out of alignment are we? Not at all. That's amazing. That didn't happen last time. So, oh, no. That's not the issue. Sorry. Yeah, I knew that was too easy. Okay, so you're going to go here, here, there. And then when this actually clears. So we'll have to go all the way down and then come all the way back before we see it. But the problem before is because I'm going to punch a hole through this, but I think it might be actually aligned this time. The problem we had before was going around the corner just didn't work. It didn't end up aligning with this pattern so that it would have been different on both sides, and that would have driven me nuts. Yeah, drinkable water. Potable water is definitely a problem in a lot of places. And like, actually, the more I think about it, if I could dupe anything, it would probably be power. Like, if we could have a way to have a small amount of power, or a large amount of usable power in a small amount of space, like that would drive science forward so fast it wouldn't even be funny. Like, I remember just reading. Where are all of you coming from? Leave me alone. I don't want to wear my gold today. Yeah, just back up. Yeah, so this is the problem with building these things, is as you go, you're creating more and more spawnable spaces, and you start getting the baddies. But, okay. So we're going to have to redo the supplies, because I'm pretty sure I don't have enough. And I don't necessarily want to go to the trader. So. Again? Stop. Okay. Where'd you go? Nope, missed. It's like peekaboo. Peekaboo bow shooting. You're scared of me. You're dodging and weaving and bobbing. He's not attacking. Just go away. Fine. Just go away. Don't bother me. I'm trying to work here. That's annoying. No. Yeah, this is... Alright, let's go back to Tweakaroo and turn that off, because we're not going to be doing that. No. Sorry! Sorry. I got distracted by the ghast, which was crazy annoying. So let's just fix this. Oh, we don't have enough anyway. It doesn't matter. Alright, so we need more wool. I think we probably need more lapis. Let's go back and check what we've got. This is the fun stuff about building a project that's big like this. You go through materials so quickly. True. Like, if you don't have what is it? Is it hydrogen 3 or something like that? I forget. I remember reading an article about how they were thinking about potentially mining that stuff on the moon, because for some reason the moon had a lot of it. But we're reaching the limit of my knowledge when it comes to that kind of stuff. Alright, so... yeah, we've got enough to do a little bit more. Lapis, it's the wool. So we don't have enough lapis. So let's see. Do I have more lapis, or is that something we'd have to go trade for? Because that I don't want to do on stream. That's boring. Peekaboo. Coming in with the pun. I love it. That's outstanding. Yes, that's exactly what I mean. Definitely peekaboo. Hey, look. Surprise ancient debris. There's proof right there that you can get it above Y15. So, thank you. I'll take that. Just the one, but more than we had before. So, can't complain. I don't need gunpowder. Alright. But yeah, the things you find when you're not looking for them. We don't really need much in the way of ancient debris, because I've already got a backup set of pretty much everything, and there's no way I am absolutely not doing the build a beacon out of ancient or out of netherite. That's just not happening. Not on this channel. Like, if you want that you can find somewhere else. I'm definitely not doing that here. All right, I'll see you, Elf. Enjoy. Yeah, dupe the stream. Dupe the streamers, dupe the money that I can get to donate. That's what my duping is. That's the things that I would duplicate. Alright, so we can probably do more of this stuff. Can I reach up there, or is that... no, that's just right. Need to be careful to not take out the stairs again. Though I think I'm going to have to do that from up top, so we might have to go up there anyway. Let me fix that stair before I forget. Did I not pick it up? I didn't pick it up. Where'd it go? Ah, right there. Dark matter, I had not heard that that's actually used as energy, that it's energetic. But again, I am not an astronomer. I have a lot of different interests, so that'll be really interesting if this starts turning into the Science Talk stream. And welcome back to Science Talk. I am Overhugs. But I have to turn this off. So let's go back in Tweakaroo. Tweak toggles. Lock cycle false. But yeah, a lot of those things are really interesting. I had a friend that was a theoretical physicist, and she used to tell me all these interesting things about what they were doing with like membrane theory and all this other stuff that, quite frankly, I did not understand. But it was always interesting to hear like the things that are potentially coming up in science. Probably not in my lifetime, but maybe maybe in the next lifetime. Who knows? Oh yeah, antimatter. That totally makes sense. Like storing that would be very difficult, considering that any time that it comes in contact with regular matter, you go boom. Penguins do sound like they always have hiccups. That is 100% true. I don't know. And they're very curious, but I don't know, maybe they're lactose intolerant or something, and all they have in the Nether is milk. I have no idea. It's questions we need answered, Chris. I expect this to be your top priority. In the world needs to know. Go through here with you. This villager, you're either going to need to go somewhere else or you're going to need to be relocated, and you might not like the relocation. So I would go if I were you. Go that way, not towards me. Walking across the street with antimatter. Antimatter and Uncle Matter. But not as good as the peekaboo comment, but I'll take it. Okay, so that will largely finish up this area. Although I don't need to go any further because this whole area needs to be widened. But we'll get more of this tunnel built at least. Cool. Okay, so largely done there. And I'll just run this down until we run out of materials. And then we can see what we want to do next. Because this is going to be a long project and I don't want to completely burn out. And we've been live for a little over an hour now. To you too. And nailed it. First try. Totally didn't fall. Never happened. You didn't see anything. But yeah, like I was saying earlier, I ordered a new microphone. So we'll see if that continues to improve the stream. The thing I like about this one is it has a headphone jack built into it, so I can actually hear what I sound without having to record and do the whole dance and everything. So that's interesting, Maggie. Are you saying that there's a place that's actually working on harnessing antimatter that you know about? Like, I haven't heard anything about that. And it's bricks, right? I've stared at this thing so long I should know exactly what the materials are. Yeah, bricks and then smooth. At least this one I can just run backwards and fill in anything we miss. Is better than having to do the Tweakaroo one. Alright, cool. And then smooth, and then we'll be running out of blackstone. I wonder how much. I'm going to have to total this up after I'm done. Go through the whole project and figure out exactly how much materials this took, because it's going to be a lot. This is probably going to end up being 6 or 7 shulker boxes of blackstone by the time I'm done, if not more. Alright, cool. Excellent. So that got us all the way down here, right? We now have the soul sand. Yeah, cool. All the way around. Circle complete. I still do like that. I like the effect when you're flying down here. Yeah, that shouldn't be too bad. Put that away, and let's put the debris in the riches box before I forget about it. Go, where'd that come from? Oh, next to the Hadron Collider. Got it. That would make sense. Because I do... Did I do it again? I did it again. I keep doing that. Yeah, so what I just did there was I used my fortune pick instead of my silk touch pick and destroyed the ender chest. So let's just go and get a new one before I forget, because that's going to happen. And hopefully this way, if I have to do that every time, I will continuously remind myself not to break it. But this is also why whenever you have an ender chest, it's good to keep spare ender chests within your ender chest. It's also the most efficient way to store obsidian, because you get 8 obsidian out of each ender chest you break. So if you don't have a specific obsidian box like I do, you can just have a stack of ender chests, and that will generally be more than enough for what you need. The more you know. Oh, yeah. All right. So we are very active on YouTube today, but not so much on Twitch, which is funny. It was the other way, the last stream. I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. And one thing that I thought was interesting, somebody changed my mind on going for a Twitch affiliate. Like, I was listening to a person whose name I cannot remember now, but he went in detail why you should never do Twitch affiliate. And it was very smart. So might not be doing that now. Might wait until we approach partner in order to do that. The distillation of it basically is that you sacrifice a lot of your rights, because if you do it with Twitch, then you can't stream anywhere else. And multi-streaming is a much better way to build your audience. And I had not considered that, and now I am. So I am grateful that I ran into that person accidentally. All right, stairs. So blackstone, polished blackstone, and then where's the smooths? Just made, right? Blackstone, brick, polished. Okay. I didn't make enough polished? Yeah, I guess I didn't. All right. Polished blackstone. Polished bricks? Yeah, okay. So now we can use the Tweakaroo randomizer, which I'm also a fan of. And turn this back on. And then that will let us just do this. And it will give us the randomness that we're looking for in our ceiling texture. Okay. And I think I can just, yeah, that'll work. Actually go around the corner and see how this looks. Yeah, exactly. Ender chests. I hear you like ender chests, so I put an ender chest in your ender chest, so you can ender while you ender. Yeah, I don't know. That's a very interesting question. My gut would say no, because it seems like the ender chest itself is just a inherent kind of a pocket dimension. So it's not actually they're all the same. Like, each one of them takes up the same amount of space. So you're not actually duplicating anything, because regardless of which one you open, it's still the same contents to it. It's not like, it's kind of like a pocket dimension rather than an infinite expansion of dimensions. This this week on Science Talk with Hugs. It really is turning into the sci-fi stream. That's kind of hilarious. Nope. Yeah, I have tons of netherrack, so let's just place a thing of netherrack, and that will make this much easier to place down the other ones. If I just do it this way. Oh, nope, we can't. because we're still on random. I need to find the hotkey to just be able to disable that. Yeah, stairs. Stairs are the bane of my existence in Minecraft. They're my second least favorite things after villagers, because villagers... No, this is important. Villagers are the worst. The absolute worst. Yeah, absolutely the worst. Okay. All right. The other thing that we're going to have to figure out is how we're going to do this changeover, because this is just all a line, and then when it comes here, it changes over. I think I'll probably just take a turn, just a straight 90-degree turn, and go forward and back, but I don't know what that's going to look like yet, so we'll have to figure that out. I don't know if we'll get to that today. I was planning on streaming for about 2 hours, depending on engagement and everything, because I've definitely found the more that people are around and chatting, the more fun that this ends up being, and the longer I want to stay on. So, and thankfully, I do not have a bunch of stuff I have to do today. So, unlike some of the other days where my time has been limited by pesky real-life concerns, today is not. Okay, let's finish this one. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, you've got like 10 pixels to actually hit to have the stairs go in the right direction, which is why I have to be so precise. All right. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. That looks really nice. Yeah, exactly. It's more like opening a portal to a pocket dimension is the way that I always thought about it. So, like, if you need to insert realism into Minecraft, which might be a flawed premise to begin with, but it definitely feels more like it is that pocket dimension. Like, regardless of what... Well, actually, that could be interesting. That could be an interesting way to look at it. It's maybe it's all the pocket dimension, or maybe they're all the same chest. Like, it doesn't really matter if it looks like it's a different chest or not. Like, they're, at the end of the day, they're all the same. Have to think about that. That could be an interesting approach. Let's, no, backwards. Face this direction. No? No, I'm just silly. Alright. Yeah. Remember that whole comment about needing more coffee? That's definitely needing more coffee. Alright, so I want them to go backwards. So I was right the first time, right? Yeah, I was right the first time. That's correct. Just go across until, yeah. So there. And we need to start one further down. So we need to be there. And then I can go off, right? Yeah, that's correct. It's not like I designed this or anything. I should know. That looks good. Yeah, who knows? It's very interesting to think of stuff like that, especially like I love sci-fi. Like I'm a big sci-fi fan. So if you ask me Star Wars or Star Trek, the answer is yes. If you like, there's most of the sci-fi stuff I end up enjoying, as long as it's consistent within its own rules. The biggest thing that annoys me in sci-fi is when the series is not consistent to its own rules. That is the best way to make me stop watching sci-fi, and that's one of the reasons why I really did not like the latest Star Wars movies, the latest trilogy, because it just basically said, rules? Haha, we don't need an established universe, let's just do whatever the heck we want. And so that annoyed me. Chris, that's funny. Kind of like the opposite of the Weeping Angels from Doctor Who. Whenever you look at it, it automatically moves, and whenever you're not looking at it, it doesn't matter. I think I need to run my farm because I don't think we have enough of the wart blocks. I see you up there. I see you up there staring down, trying to shoot me. Death from above. Yeah, I don't have enough of these wart blocks, the warped wart, in order to go through and continue this down. And again, I don't want to, I don't want to farm on stream because that's not interesting for anybody. We can open this up a little bit to see like what it's going to look like when it continues. And yeah, I'm liking this. This is coming out really nice. Okay. So we are definitely running low on materials. We've still got enough stairs, so we can keep going with the stairs for a little bit. Although I think I might just want to hop up there and just make the 2 lines of netherrack because we've got a ton of it, and it makes it so much easier to place. We won't need any of you. And that should hopefully be enough. Oh, hey. Hi, friend. Come here. Yeah, you're scared of him. I'm not locked in here with you, you're locked in here with me. I don't think I turned the guru off, did I? No, I didn't. So, we'll change the tweak config. Slot. Turn that to false, and now we can just go. The reason you keep seeing the map is because I am silly, and I have the tweakeroo hotkey by default is I think X and C, and that's what I have my map program bound to. So I have overlapping hotkeys, which is why that keeps happening. You folks are just everywhere. Yeah, this is one of the reasons why I want to close this off, so we can stop having the piglins show up every single time. And there's a lot of you over there. Oh, that's where you're coming from. Alright, let's not go down there without having full food and everything, because that's going to be a little bit of a fight. And I don't feel like dying on stream again. Okay. Now we should be fine. You are not a threat, because crossbows do no damage. But we got the head, which is great. Those head drops are actually relatively rare. Put away the carpet, we don't need this anymore. Yeah, I know you're back there. I can hear you. And I can't fit there anymore. It doesn't matter. They'll despawn. Alright. Back to stairs. And then... slot randomizer is on again. And now this should be much easier because we can just do this. And I still double tap. But yes, getting back to sci-fi, now that we have not been rudely interrupted by piglins coming and trying to eat my face. Sci-fi is good, and I find it really interesting how science fiction very often becomes science fact. You can see it all over the place, like the original Star Trek in whatever that was, like the 60s, the 70s, I don't know. A long, long time ago. In this galaxy, and not very far away. How many things that were science fiction became science fact, like the iPad and the cell phone and all that stuff. Like, it's super interesting to see how that inspires people who watch it and enjoy it, who grow up to be effectively scientists and then start producing these scientists and engineers and start producing these amazing inventions. So that's one of the reasons why I kind of like both. And we are running out. Come on, give me a break. Thank you. Do I not have more of that? Stairs. Nope, we're down to stairs, polished stairs. Great. Okay, now we still got plenty. Good. Go over here. Just do that. That's much easier. Piglins do want to be friends with my gold. They like my gold a little too much. It's like, it's my gold. I have slaughtered thousands of your kind to get all my gold. We'll probably have to make a trip to the piglin farm sometime relatively soon because we are running out of gold. Like the beacon pyramids, when you want to have more than one beacon, it's I think it's 9 by 11, which ends up being like 3 stacks, but it always no, that's not right. So you need to be gone. But always use the always use gold blocks whenever going through in order, because they're the ones that come down the fastest. Like, they take the least amount of time to mine down. So I always try to use beacon pyramids of it in order to get rid of it. Or use iron and TNT, because iron is basically worthless. That name is almost certainly going to get you banned. And I can't imagine that you would choose it for any reason other than trolling. So if you don't want to troll and be part of the conversation, I welcome you. But that is very clearly just made to troll, and we don't feed the trolls here. And for those of you on other services who are wondering what that name is, I'm not even going to say. So, yeah. So I got spam on Twitch and an interesting name on YouTube. It's like, this is the downside of multi-service streaming, is you get multi-service ads too, I guess. Although I wonder how many people actually bother to click through that. Like, can those, I know those the like buy followers things, they don't help you. Like, they might give you a follower count, but it's a completely unengaged audience, so it literally does you nothing. And I've heard nothing but bad things about the aggregation services. Well, as I said, if you'd like to come back with a different name, I would be delighted to interact with you. But given the name is very clearly just trying to troll, and YouTube's algorithm will probably catch up with it in a few minutes and take care of it anyway, because there are definitely words that are auto-banned. It would not surprise me. But if you actually do want to learn and you do want to engage, I would welcome you back with a different name. But otherwise, like I said, don't feed the trolls. Yeah, need to... Putting up the netherrack and everything was definitely the way to go. That made that much easier. So we'll do that for the remainder. Can I parkour up there off this? No, I feel too much in. But I can do you. And then that should... Nope, not quite enough. We need to go one more up. Yeah, Maggie, there's no point. Like, trolls just come in because they want attention, and for some people, negative attention is the only attention they get, which is a shame. I am more than willing to give people, like, to talk and interact, because at the end of the day, like I said, I do want to build a community, and that's the important thing. Like, having folks and interacting in a respectful manner is basically part of the goal here. Like, otherwise, why would I be doing it? Like, if we can't have intelligent discourse, then there's no point. And if it's not here where I can't have a good community that isn't going to help feed people, then that kind of goes away from my entire goal. So that is one of the reasons why I just don't believe in feeding the trolls at all. Turn off that randomizer, and then we can just place down all this netherrack all the way down to here, and that will make placing all the stairs so much easier, since they are my favorite things in the world. Far enough long? Yeah, that's not bad. And having jump boost helps too. And this one we can just do normally, and that'll be fine. Yeah, this is... Eventually, I'm definitely going to need to get some mods, because there have been some folks I have had to ban because they come in and all they do is they spew hate, and that's not okay, and that's not something that that I want to do here. Well, thank you. I'm glad you respect the statement. Brick stairs. What are we out of? We're out of the regular blackstone. And I don't know if I have any more. Do I have more? Yes, one more. So we just need the blackstone stairs. Blackstone stairs. There we go. Thank you, Maggie. I am hoping that eventually this will continue to catch on more. I mean, we're getting... The Twitch followers are coming along. Like, it's nowhere near as active as the YouTube. which doesn't surprise me. I've been talking to some other content creators that I've gotten to know that have their own streams, and they say the same thing, like that Twitch discoverability is really bad, and the way that they do their algorithms is just not as good as YouTube's, and YouTube's isn't that great either. Like, starting off as a relatively new content creator, it becomes very difficult to separate yourself from the pack, and that is another thing that one of the people gave me a piece of advice where it's like, if you don't want to be like everybody else, you have to not be like everybody else. And it's kind of like, well, duh, when you first say the statement, but then when you think about it for a little while, like, so many people, like, they all do the same thing. And if you're all the same, then what differentiates you and what makes you special, where people are going to want to tune into you and watch you at the end of the day? But yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting challenge, and Twitch discovery is awful, and but it seems like we keep getting, like, from between the last stream and this stream, we got 3 more followers on Twitch, which is great because the only place I promote Twitch is in the YouTube videos. So that means somebody liked it enough where they wanted to go and click through. Okay. All right, that's looking good. Ugh. As I say it's looking good, I misplaced the stair. Ah, sigh. Stairs are my nemesis. But, alright, we're almost there. And then we'll be done with this hallway, and I will be a happy hugs. And I can hear the ghast that is coming to ruin the day. Alright. Awesome. So now we just have to clear out this here. And then we'll be able to place the wart once we get more of it, and that I can just get from the tree farm. If I just run the tree farm for a while and don't auto-compost the wart blocks, that will give us all we'll need for ages and ages. Brody, how's it going? Good to see you. Feels like it's been a while. Alright, cool. Yeah, I'm definitely liking this. This is coming out really nice. This will be the stuff like this is stuff that I was holding out the world download for, because I really wanted to complete some of these projects and get it closer to the vision I have in my head of what I want to make available for people to come in and play in the world. Do I know foreign languages? Generally, I speak English and bad English, and that's about it. I do know enough to get around in a few languages. Like, I can understand Spanish and French and a little bit of Italian, as well as a little bit of Japanese, but I can't really speak very many of it, other than, like, où est la bibliothèque? Like, or something like that. Like, silly things that I remember about, like, where is the library? Or introducing yourself. Like, I forget the exact formal one. Japanese is a super interesting language, and I studied that for a little while. And the reason why it's so interesting is it's very structured. Like, it's an incredibly structured language, to the point of where matching your descriptive words to your nouns, so your adjectives to your nouns, are different depending on something is, like, flat or rolled or cylindrical or something like that. But I don't have a gift for languages. And it's largely just traveling around. Like, I do know some people that do have that gift, like they can hear a language and just pick words out and go through. And the reason why I can understand some of them is because I for a while in my life, I hung out with a lot of people that were not natively from the US, and a lot of them forgot that I didn't speak Spanish. So they just drop into Spanish all the time. And after about the 5th or 6th time of being like, hi, silly American here, I learned to start listening and picking some up. And that's where that came from, that expertise. But I keep going back and forth with, do I want to spend the time to really learn a language? Because if you look at technology, like the auto translations are getting closer and closer to the point of where I don't think it's that far away anymore of where we're going to have real-time Google Translate. So it's like, okay, well, I could spend a year plus of my time learning another language, only for it to potentially be kind of irrelevant because the real-time translation is already pretty good. Like, I've had conversations with people like that, Portuguese. A while back, I ran into somebody that spoke Portuguese, which I don't understand at all because that's a completely different language from Spanish, and it just, no. And we were able to converse real time just because I had my phone. I have a Pixel phone, and which is one of the Google pure Android experiences. And I just put it on translate mode, and it worked wonderfully. So it's always interesting to hear. That's wrong. You need to go. So it's like I keep thinking, do I want to spend time learning a language that might be completely irrelevant, or what? Go away. Just bounce you all the way down the stairs. Wither farms actually can be a thing. You can do it. In the legacy server, Logic did one last season where he killed them with entity cramming. Esk the Irish lad. It is going well. How are you doing today? But Sassy, definitely you can make a wither farm. You basically kill them with entity cramming, where you can either put like 25 minecarts or 25 other withers is how Logic ended up doing it. And so having that, that is a way that you could do it, but you would have to have a ton of soul sand and a ton of wither skulls. And honestly, I think I already have a stack of beacons, so I don't know what I'd need it for, but it might be fun to build it just for ridiculous. Good. Esk, are you Irish from Ireland, or presently there now, or is this is that just an identification? Glowstone. We need more glowstone. Do I have more glowstone? Yeah. Sneak back here to our little storage room. Totally hidden. No. Got more respawn anchors, but no more glowstone. Any in the light box? Yes, we have some in the light box. Perfect. I can steal you. And let's actually charge some of these respawn anchors. Both. Excellent. The sun is so mean. Why is the sun mean? The nice thing, at least, is we're in the Nether, so I don't have to worry about over-clicking these and blowing myself off the map. I have never been to Ireland, and I definitely want to go, which is hilarious, because, I mean, I've been over to England a number of times, but just never made it over there. Work has threatened to send me more than once, so maybe that will happen once the world opens up again. I do love that sound effect. That just sounds so great. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, music. I haven't had music on this entire time. Bad streamer. Music. Music. There we go. Sassy, what are the caps that it keeps complaining about? I just auto-enabled the bot so that it could do some very basic moderation, but I don't want to have it over-tweaked if there's something going on that is not good. Yeah, it can be. It's interesting to see. I have some friends that live over there full time, and interesting hearing it talk about how it's changed over the past couple of years, especially as some of the larger companies like Google and whatnot have come in. Yeah, Chris, it's interesting. Like, it took me a while to get over it because it's like just the thought of setting a respawn point in the Nether, just kaboom, not good. We are running low on materials. I don't want to do the ceiling, because that's dull. We can always fly out to the barter farm to get more blackstone. And maybe we'll do that, because then I can close up this area over here. Let's go check the storage system. Maybe I've got more blackstone in there than I think I do. This is the advantage of actually having a storage system, is especially one that has as much capacity as ours does, is we can just peek in and check, and more times than not, we'll probably have what we need. Oh, it melted your chocolate bar? That's terrible. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. Let me turn that down. How is that? Yeah, I need to go through and create different audio connections for the music and for the game audio and all that, because when I was playing around with it last time, people were saying the music was very faint, even though it was very loud in my ears. And I definitely want to make sure that it's not blowing anybody's ears out. All right, great. Yeah, I can totally understand, Ask, what you're talking about there. The tourist industry has been crushed. Like the people that I know that's what they work in. They work in tourism and hospitality. It's been brutal. Like, some of them, they do what they love, and the tourism is what they want to do. But I mean, it's been over a year, and it still isn't going to open up anytime soon. Like even though the vaccines and everything, the guesses of people that I've known that are in there are like, it'll probably be the fall before you start seeing people really travel. Oh yeah, we get a ton of blackstone. Excellent. Put all this away. Like, I don't know. I love to travel, and I hate planes. Like, so I guess I love destinations. I love destinations, and I hate actually going to any of the places, like the travel route. So it will be very interesting to see what happens once the world starts to open up again. Karen took the kids and your cheese. Sorry? Is this the I need to speak to your manager Karen, or is this a different Karen? Rabies. Interesting spelling. So, let's see. Yeah, I think finishing up the other side here will be good. Hey, Ko, you are here. You did not miss the stream. And I will say it again, because somebody always does. A viewer is never early or late. They arrive precisely when they mean to. We will steal the line from Gandalf. So, put down my stone cutter and the actual shulker that has the stones that I need, which is bricks, chiseled and polished. And we're going to need to cut this one back, right? Yeah, because that's... So this whole area is going to have to go. Which is fine. We'll just play gas baseball for a little while, since they love us so. The wonders of Netherrack, at least it's insta-mine, so that's nice and fast. And we're in the beacon, too. Excellent. Would I have advice? I have lots of advice on making content. What type of content do you want to make? First of all, is the important place to start. Because, there is a line. Like, one of the things, if you want to do self-promotion, I invite you to join the Discord. We do have a specific self-promotion channel, but I don't want to do self-promotion on stream for a number of reasons. It's a little distracting to folks, and it's a little bit of bad manners to come into somebody else's stream. Questions are 100% okay, just let's stay away from the self-promotion for right now. Started Minecraft and everything, yeah, so... Sugar. So, Quo, what have you missed so far? You've missed nothing. You are exactly on time. The things that we have done for the remainder of the evening is we've largely been working on the Nether Hub. And we've got one hallway almost completely done, another hallway well on the way. 200,000 with 1 million more on the way. And what I want to do today is finish up this section and get this completely closed off so that we don't have to play baseball with ghasts anymore, because that's been probably the biggest distraction of the entire stream today, is they keep shooting at me. Alright, so that should be enough. We can go into the stone cutter, make ourselves some chiseled, make ourselves, we don't have polish, and then that can be bricks, and that hopefully will get us to the other side. Right? Yeah. Alright. So starting with you all. But yes, so all right, so Esk, you have, first of all, Sassy, boo to losing your chocolate bar. That is deeply unfortunate. I am a giant fan of dark chocolate, so I feel your pain. The darker, the better. I'm one of those freaks that likes the 90% cacao chocolate bars. So those are delicious and amazing, and more please. And I'm sorry that you lost yours. So ask the basically the things I can say most is be you. Like the thing that's going to attract people to your content is being yourself. Don't try to be the next whatever. Be the first you. Because the next, like, so many people go in and go, I want to be the next dream. And it's like, there already is a dream. Why would somebody be interested in you over the existing dream? Like, don't be the next dream. Be the first you. So figure out what it is that is your message and your branding and do that. The other thing I would recommend is, if I were to go back and do it again, I would make a couple of episodes and then I would throw them out and start again. Because when I go back and I look at my first few episodes, and quite frankly, I cringe a little bit at them because by comparison, the content is terrible. It's like, I'm always super grateful to anybody who's like, I'm going to go and binge the series from the first episode. And my first episode is rough, to put it mildly. Like, I was very much learning. I didn't know how to do any of this stuff. So if I were to go back and do it again, I would throw out my first couple of episodes and I would just do it all again from scratch, because there's so much you learn and you get so much better so quickly. If you don't want to do that, the other thing I would say is be consistent, which is a challenge for me as well, since I do this as, this is not my day job and this is not how I want to make my living. Like, I do this almost entirely just for charitable purposes. Like, I donate all of the profits that I make off of this get donated to food banks. So I do this as a way to give back, and that's my entire point of the series itself. But really, if that is what you choose to do and how you want to make your living, focus on community. Like, the numbers don't really matter. Whenever you're looking at your view count or your follower count or any of that, as long as it's trending in the right direction over a long enough period of time, you're good. If you look and every day you check in your follower numbers, all you're doing is you're setting yourself up for disappointment, because it really, that stuff, like I said, that stuff doesn't matter. And you start looking and go, oh, I didn't gain any followers for the past 2 days. I must be doing something wrong. Where the vast majority of the time, it's not you at all, and it has nothing to do with you. It has to do with how Twitch does the algorithm, or how YouTube does their algorithm, because discoverability is really, really, really hard. Oh, my carpet. Oh, cry. Silly lava pocket. That's fine. We got plenty. So the thing is, like, don't take those numbers as any indicators if you're doing anything right or not. Ha, I got you before you saw me. Gas have been my bane this entire stream. Sassy, you do speak enchantment table. That's funny. That evidently is like a real symbolic language that they made up too. Like, it's consistent. It's not just random stuff, which I gotta give them credit for doing that level of design and getting that far down into it. Yes, Chris, the 90%, I love dark chocolate. I am a dark chocolate fan. Hershey's in the US is an abomination. Like, if you like it, more power to you, but to me, it just tastes like plastic and sugar. Like, no chocolate was harmed in the making of this this candy, is the way I always feel about it. Yeah, and like I said, I am more than happy to talk like theory and everything. Like, I'm a big fan of paying things forward. And I'm more than happy to share what little wisdom I've been able to garner on this journey so far, because I still have a long way to go. Like, looking at people like, for example, Etho or Zuma, that have Zuma's pushing 1,000 episodes now, and that's crazy. Like, thinking about that level of effort and putting it into Minecraft, and with that much effort, he deserves every single bit of like success that he's earned through that much effort. And it really is effort. But the part you get me talking about something I'm passionate about, and I'll talk about it for a while. So it really does get into, I'm more than happy to, it's not pay back, it's pay forward, because somebody shouldn't have to help me in order for me to help them. So I'm more than happy if you want to come and join our Discord. You can feel free and post in the self-promotion channel that we have there, that's what it's specifically for. And the Discord is just discord.overhugs.com is how you get the invite link. And I'll hop off my soapbox now for anybody who is not thinking about being a streamer or anything like that, and it has not been your passion. But yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting journey, and I'm very grateful that I started doing it, because I've gotten to meet some fantastic people that I look forward to talking to. Like, honestly, this is the reason I stream, is to interact with you folks. Like, otherwise, I'll just play quietly on my own. There would be no point in being on Twitch or YouTube or Facebook, if I'm still even doing that. I haven't even looked since I started it up, and there's been no chats in there whatsoever, which doesn't surprise me. But the whole point is to like meet people and community, and like hopefully make the world a better place at the end of the day. Okay, now we should not have to worry about gas, although this is still a spawnable location. So I would like to cover that up at least. Is it? No, that shouldn't be, because the light should be high enough where we shouldn't have to worry about it. So, cool. 50% success on carpet. Yeah, that's definitely a challenge. But I mean, even so, I'm not in my early teens, and I get a lot of talk about how the quality of my audio differs from episode to episode. And there's a lot you can do to change that and to fix it and everything. Just even considering, how is this going to work? Yeah, that should be perfectly in line. I should just be able to do you, right? And then the respawn. Sorry, had to focus for a second there. But the amount you can change with your recording quality and everything, it ends up being different from episode to episode, even for me. And I've been trying to improve my audio quality. Like, again, thankfully I have a friend who has his own recording studio, and he has introduced me to compression and all those other things that you need to know in order to have really good sounding audio. There's a number of YouTube tutorials on it, but I'm kind of a kinesthetic learner. I learn by doing. So it helps me a lot to have somebody who can explain it to me, where I can implement it at the same time. And it's really hard to test stuff in YouTube, because you're too busy listening to them and playing. Okay, no, I offset. Where did I go wrong? Shoot. Way back in the beginning. Literally the first block. Good job! Ah, darn it. Well, I'm not gonna complain that I was distracted talking to people, because that would be contrary to everything I just said. But yeah, got a little distracted, and we started on the wrong block, which meant that it's wrong all the way down. At least we noticed before getting too far into it. It would suck to get all the way to the end of the hallway and then be like, nope, got to tear it all off and start again. But that is something that you can definitely get better as you do it more and more. And also, it depends on the equipment that you have. I don't know if you were here, but I'm actually replacing my microphone. And it arrives on Tuesday, which is my normal streaming day. I normally stream Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm in the U.S. So I'm very interested to see if I can get it configured, and so I may sound very different the next time that I stream. But like, as you change your methods and as you change your equipment, your sound will definitely change. And honestly, that doesn't matter because people are coming for you. Like, if somebody's coming, they're here because they like your content, not necessarily what you sound like. Like, some of us, if you have a voice made for radio, then that's great, and that will only help you. But it's ultimately, that might get people in the door, but it's not going to keep them there. You could have the best voice in the world and the most boring content. No one's ever going to come back. All right, much better. Yeah. How much of this do we have? Not enough. So I'm definitely going to need to gather more items, and it might make more sense to go through. So let's just let's go and get some more of the netherrack. And then I can use the netherrack to put the alignment, and that'll make all of the stairs so much easier. Oh, thank you, Top 10. I appreciate you being here. Yeah, I do a small ad buy in order to get the content out there, because the it's really cheap. The ads are like a penny an ad, so, and I look at it as an investment, where since the goal of my channel is to go to collect as much money through charity as I can, the more people that end up coming and watching it in the long term is the most beneficial. So I did a small ad buy basically as an experiment to see how many people could come and watch it, and it ended up being pretty successful. So I continued doing that. How am I taking this corner? Sorry, thinking time. So take the corner like that, right? And then you're just going to be one of those corner pieces. And then it needs to be this way, right? Yeah, so I need one piece of netherrack there and there, and that's perfect. All right. Figured it out. So I should just be able to go down like this, and that should make putting the stairs up super easy. Unlike the previous time where we were misclicking every other time. Corpse husband? What? I'm not familiar with that. What is that? And Top 10, which is a great YouTube name, by the way. Are you doing something with Top 10 lists? I'm glad you enjoyed I'm glad you found it. I'm glad you enjoyed the series, and I hope you continue to enjoy the series. And welcome. If you didn't see, you can join our Discord, discord.overcogs.com, and I welcome you to subscribe in all the places. The social links are below. But as always, with all of these things, I am just delighted to have people here, and that by itself is more than helpful. Oh yeah, just famous for the voice. Yeah. Well, yeah. You can't control what other people do and what other people think, and very often, and this is a lesson that I learned much later in my life, and I'm grateful for the fact that I now know it. At the end of the day, if somebody doesn't like you, that's almost never about you. It's almost entirely about them, because they're going to determine the things that they like and the things that they don't. And if what you are doesn't line up with what they like, that's not about you, that's about them. So at the end of the day, it's really not worth worrying what other people think about you. Just be the best you can be. And that's going to be the entire determiner of, in my opinion, your success or not. Slot randomizer and turn that back on. And now we should just be able to go down and place this so much easier than last time. That is totally worth putting the netherrack up there so that we have the framework for easy stair placement. since, again, stairs are my nemesis. Got it. Yeah. People being famous for their voices really is interesting. My stepfather had a career in radio, and it was really interesting the things that they do, and even people who have these phenomenal voices, the amount of manipulation that goes into it. Like, for example, for a very long time, there was something called a big bottom filter, which what it does is it really emphasizes the bass in people's voice. Where you'd hear people who would be talking like live. Like, I met some of the people that would be talking live, and like, you don't sound anything like you do on the radio. Like, you can kind of hear it, but at the end of the day, they really don't. And also, people tend to get a specific radio voice. Like, I've definitely noticed that whenever I do my intro, the whole, like, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everyone in between, I am Overhugs, and blah, blah, blah. Like, I say it in a specific way that is not conversational, just because it's turned into almost one word. Like, I don't think about it. It's just like, do intro, because I've done it so many times. Yeah, we're definitely doing that every time, because that was so much easier than all the previous ones. All right, thank you, Sam. I am glad that you could be here. Like, everybody, anybody who's here, whether you're lurking or not, I am happy to have you. I know some streamers don't like lurkers. I am happy to have everybody, regardless of what it is. So I'm glad you were here, and I hope you come back. Brendan, this is the Nether Hub. We're getting a good chunk of it done today. Like, I'll take a quick flight around so you can see. So this is the incomplete section, and coming down here we have a fully completed section. And what we did was we did the soul sand under here, and we beaconed it up. So now our running speed is about as fast as you can get on the ground, but it still is to the point of where we can... I think I might have to broaden those corners. I think it's too... Yeah. We can make them. Like, they're definitely doable, but you got to take a sharp turn and accelerate into it in order to hit it, and don't have a huge amount of warning. But I don't know. We'll see. I'll get this done, and then maybe I just need to learn to fly better. Yeah. If I don't talking about like commenting on other people, there are some people that just they want attention, and they don't care what kind of attention. We had somebody earlier in the stream that came in with a name that was very clearly designed to provoke a reaction, and I don't feed the trolls. So it literally was just like, nope, if you would like to have a conversation, I would be delighted to talk to you if you come back with a different name. So, like, yeah, that's another thing that I would say is you're gonna get trolls. They're gonna be people that all they do is come in and they wanna get a rise out of, they wanna get a rise by making you feel bad. And again, that's somebody else's thing. You have no control over it, so don't even try. Yeah, Brendan, I started building the circus in creative. I think I'm fairly happy with what I want the Ferris wheel to look like, but I'm still trying to figure out what else to put in there. It is such a good idea, and it's been fun to work on it. And again, it makes me wish I had colored lighting, because so many things about a circus is the colored lighting and the flashing lighting and everything. And I want to show more. Like, I want to do it, and I can't, but it is what it is. And I am going to take a break for a minute because I need more water. So I will be right back. Alrighty. And we're back. That's true. A creepy style circus would be something interesting, like almost an event. Well, I don't know if that would fit into the way I want the rest of it. Like that would be an interesting project. But I mean, the whole thing I'm going for is kind of like the 1800s Milltown, with this area. Although I 100% am changing my base. Like the Lush Caves update that just came out. If folks saw my video on that one, like that blew my mind. It is amazing, and I am 100% switching bases as soon as as 117 gets released. So maybe we could do something creepy, creepy and abandoned in there when we do it, because like I have been collecting cobwebs. I need to turn the randomness off. So that's interesting that you talk about tags, because I have not noticed tags making a tremendous difference in my videos or not. It is good for some discoverability, but it definitely is not the be all end all. Like I've done some that have had a lot of tags and some that have had none, and it maybe changes it 1 or 2%. I mean, everything counts in large amounts and such, but it would be interesting to see if you continue to get that. Yeah, tags, for people who don't know, is basically what YouTube will do is they will go through and they'll analyze your video, and what they recommend is you use tags for things that aren't clear from your video descriptions and everything to fill it in, and also for terms that are often misspelled. Like that's what I've seen a lot. Like in your YouTube stuff, you can go into YouTube Analytics and it will show you how people found your channel, like what search terms they went through, and the majority of the time it's misspellings. So I've been going through and putting the alternate spellings and such in my videos, especially things like the wither. The wither gets spelled wrong a lot, and that's been probably the most helpful for it. Oh, that's true. I wonder if I could do something like... I'm trying to think, like if we could go have an alternate nether portal that goes like up on the roof or something, and it's kind of like one side is normal and one side is creepy. Like that I'll have to think about. That could be really interesting. Right there. So I need more brick and more polished. So still need brick stairs. And polished. Stairs. Excellent. And then just one thing irregular, and that will hopefully be enough. Little piece of advice for people who play Minecraft. If you're ever making stairs, always use the stone cutter. You lose 2 pieces of blackstone if you make them without the stone cutter for every 6 stairs you make. So it is 100% worth it to go through and actually use the stone cutter anytime that you're making stairs. Other things are not necessarily that way, but stairs 100% of the time. If I'm doing a project like this, I always will make them on a stone cutter. So... yeah, so this is the Nether Hub. I still need to figure out where I'm going to put the second and probably the third beacon in here in order to have the maximum travel speed, but I'm starting to get really happy with it, and it's nice to have it be spawn-proofed. We're not... why are you not randomizing? Thought I turned that back on. Nope. Ugh. Alright, well, we'll take that down. I normally wouldn't care too much, but it looks so much better with the randomized ceiling textures, at least to me, and every time I fly through here, I will notice that it's wrong. Which, that's probably the biggest problem with Minecraft for me, is, like, you think about it, it's like, who's really gonna notice? And the problem is, I will. I will notice. Excellent. So I'm definitely interested as folks get further along in your YouTube journey. Like, definitely share. Like, hopefully we can... this is why I have the self-promotion channel in Discord, is really because hopefully we can kind of learn from each other and continue the journey in a way that's not like, if you came into somebody's stream generally and started doing self-promotion, that is generally considered to be very bad manners. It's pretty BM, and a lot of people will get upset. Generally I don't, but I also don't want to have it be where people feel that anybody can come in and just do it. For people who have been here for a while, that becomes different. Like, I'm more than happy to, if you're a part of the community, that gets more into doing shoutouts and everything. But literally, like, I hadn't even started my stream. I had the 5-minute countdown going, and somebody's like, "Can you give my stream a shout out?" And it's like, come on. I don't recognize your name. You're not somebody who's been around here before. So I'm pretty certain you just came in and you started looking for people who were streaming Minecraft to be able to promote your own channel, and that's not great. All right, much better. And I do love to see people helping each other in the chat too. Like, that's fantastic. That is community right there. Fine. Make me put the piece of netherrack in. Okay. So is the sound quality still good? The music levels are good? The game levels are good? I'll definitely go back and rewatch it. And that's another thing that I can definitely pass on as another piece of the worst vice is advice, but I'll give you one anyway. Go back and watch your stuff, and don't look at it as you. Look at it as if you discovered this person on Twitch. Like, are they doing things that are interesting? One of the pieces of advice that another streamer gave me is you should always be making content that you yourself want to watch. And if you don't want to watch it, then why should anybody else? I think I'm gonna go until I run out of materials here, and then we might call it a stream, because we're already over 2 hours, and this was definitely a bonus stream. This is not my normal streaming day, and I'm starting to feel it a little bit. But we made some good progress. I'm happy with this. And it's definitely looking nice. At least in my eyes. Hopefully it's not just me. If everybody's there like, what are you talking about? That's disgusting. Then, yeah. I mean, to each their own, but I'm making terrible things. That's not great. Alright, cool. And then we just need this for the lights, for the shroom lights and everything. And I'll probably have to do that from up top. It just doesn't work well doing it anywhere else. And we're getting close to dinner time for me, at least. That's weird. Oh, it's got a... That's really weird. Oh, it's because I'm not on the carpet. That's really funny. The carpet is so small, but evidently it's enough that I can't reach high enough when I'm not on it. It's like, what, an eighth of a block or something like that? Thank you, Qua. Okay. Alright. Let's see, do I still have carpet? Got enough carpet. We'll just fill those in. Yes, we do. And then I think I might call it a stream, and we'll try and find somebody to raid. So, in the interest of helping out other streamers, I would appreciate it if folks wouldn't mind hanging out a little bit and giving whomever we find to raid a chance to see if they provide content that you like too. I need to turn off random. I need to hotkey that. I just on off it too often to not do it. So yeah, one of the did it okay, and I guess I didn't do it. Hi, I'm a professional Minecrafter. Don't mind me. Also, yeah, I must have turned it on. So yeah, what I like to try and do is for the folks watching on Twitch is find someone else to go and raid in order to help other smaller streamers. I know all of Hermitcraft was raiding today, so but I definitely don't want to point anybody towards them because they don't need the help, whereas the other smaller streamers definitely do. So, all right. Have I ever thought of starting a vanilla server? I have more than thought of it. We have one. We do have a community server, which is available as a Patreon reward. So if you give money to this channel in any way, shape, or form, it gets you access to a month of the Patreon server. Right now, or the community server. Right now, it's the only way I can do it because I have not gotten to the point of where I can take monetization on YouTube or on Twitch yet. So right now, the only way is Patreon, which I'm overhugs on that. But we do have a community server, which I'm going to show off in one of the upcoming videos, probably not next week, but probably be the week after, or the week after that. And it is very, it's configured almost identically to what my world is, with a couple of small tweaks. But it's a lot of the same add-ons and a lot of the same data packs and everything, so that people can come and play in the Overhugs world. And I'm not on there constantly, but I do make it a point to stop in every now and then and contribute to the group projects. So it's kind of Hermitcraft-like. It's definitely not Anarchy. If that's what you're looking for, it's the wrong server. But yeah, so we do have a server. So if you want to be a part of that, join the Discord and you can get all the information in there. I think I did put a command in the stream bot, but honestly, I don't remember what it is right now. And like I said, I'm still flexing my streaming muscles. So being on for 2.5 hours is a lot for me still. So okay, I'm definitely gonna call it here, and let's find somebody to raid. Who is around that I can raid? All right, so we've got somebody. I don't know. So this person is a hardcore Minecrafter. I don't know anything about them. So I don't know if they are interesting or if they're going to be somebody who has language or anything like that. So be warned. But I definitely appreciate everybody being here. Thank you for coming and watching and being part of my surprise stream. I normally stream on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, so that would be day after tomorrow, an hour and a half from now. So feel free to come back if you'd like, and if you've enjoyed this, I would appreciate some subscribes or follows or anything like that. And like I said, if you want to join the conversation, discord.overhugs.com. So otherwise, we will go and check out Dr. Jake. Hope you have the most wonderful of days, and I'll see you soon.